Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 531 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries regarding the postponement of Kenya Tea Development Agency Director elections in Nyamira and Kisii. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee should, 1, explain why the IEBC did not conduct the elections for KTDA directors as scheduled on Friday, 28th of June 2024, especially considering that the farmers had already gathered in the polling stations in readiness for the elections. 2, Mr. Speaker, provide evidence regarding whether the IEBC did communicate the postponement of the tea factory directors elections to the farmers in advance, specifying the method of communication used, evaluating its effectiveness, and presenting evidence demonstrating that the farmers received the communication. 3, clarify the reasons for rescheduling the elections to Saturday, 29th of June 2024, especially given that these elections were being carried out in Nyanza, where there are many, where the residents are predominantly members of Seventh-day Adventist Church. 4, state the scheduled dates for the IBC to conduct elections for directors of the tea factories managed by KTDA that did not hold elections. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wakoli. That statement is dropped. Next order, Clerk.
Order number 8, motion, the current state of the nation.
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to contribute to this particular motion, which is very important to the country in this particular time. Honorable Speaker, it is unfortunate that we have lost lives. On behalf of myself and my family and Elgeyo-Marakwet County, I wish to convey my sincere condolences to the families who have lost their loved ones. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, I also wish to wish those who are in the hospitals quick recovery. And third, Honorable Speaker, as it's unfortunate that it has taken our children, our sons and their daughters, for us to realize that there are issues. I believe these issues have not just surfaced the other day, Honorable Speaker, but it's because of the unemployment that has been in the country and other injustices, especially corruption, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as a country, we need to reflect, think critically, and see how we can come out of this by ensuring that we become sensitive to some issues. Honorable Speaker, these children did not just wake up on the 25th and came to the streets. There must have been some things that have been building maybe for the last 5, 6 or 7 years. And as leaders, we failed to notice and act quickly, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, these children of ours, the GNCs, I know we have spoken here as leaders, we have accepted that we have failed, but we need to move on and see how we can regain back our country, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as one of the way forward is we want to ask the National Police Service to ensure those youths who are still in the police cells get released immediately, Honorable Speaker, from the police stations, and they cease abductions, because we know there are those, especially blockers, we are told they have been abducted, they have not been taken to court, Honorable Speaker, they need to release them immediately, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we still have those who are still in the hospitals, and I'm happy to report, to also note that the government of Kenya Kwanza have agreed that they are going to waive all the bills or pay the bills, and those who have lost their loved ones, they'll contribute in the funeral expenses and burial expenses, Honorable Speaker, so that the families don't suffer twice, losing their children and also looking for resources to bury their children, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we need to find a way of sorting out these issues. And I know in the past we have said because of unemployment, we can use technology to ensure that the youth get something that they can put on the table, Honorable Speaker. There is a conversation to have over 1,400 digital hubs across our wards in Kenya, Honorable Speaker. We want the National Assembly to allocate resources in these particular constituency innovation hubs, Honorable Speaker, so that the youth across the country can access internet, they can access online jobs, so that they can have something to put on the table, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we also have, I know there have been issues about corruption. We have talked about corruption for a long time. We have Anti-Corruption Commission, Honorable Speaker. I don't think they are doing enough, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this particular entity needs to be maybe reorganized, restructured, Honorable Speaker, so that they can act on serious, real corruption instead of going for petty offenders, Honorable Speaker. I remember there was a time sometimes back when there were issues with Kenya and the Corruption Commission, and Parliament, in their own wisdom, then dissolved because they were not working enough. We want to ask the Anti-Corruption Commission, please expedite, do your investigations within short time possible, take those who are corrupt to court, and they need to be seen to be charged, Honorable Speaker, and put behind the bars, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I know there is a committee, a task force that was formed recently to discuss on the issue of the public debt, and I know the courts have already pronounced themselves on suspension of that, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we are told by the National Treasury that out of 100 bob that is collected by the Kenya Revenue Authority, 61 shillings is going to bank debt. It is important that the Office of Auditor General moves with speed to do special audit on the national debt, find out this particular debt that was taken for the last 10 or 20 years, Honorable Speaker, what is it, what was it used for? How much is bending, Honorable Speaker, currently? How much are we paying? If we are paying $1 trillion every year on interest alone, then it means when are we going to complete paying this particular debt, Honorable Speaker? Because this is a serious burden that is messing up our economy, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I know there was an outcry last week because SRC came up with a memo that state officers, including members of parliament, including ourselves, Honorable Speaker, are going to get a pay rise of 7 to 10%, Honorable Speaker. And I saw in the news that I was likely to be given additional 14,000. And I want to declare in this House, Honorable Speaker, we did not ask for any pay rise, and I'm not interested to be paid any additional penny. If anything, we can revise our salaries downward, Honorable Speaker, because Kenyans, there are Kenyans who are going without food, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, there is an issue. It was even in today's papers and yesterday's paper, Honorable Speaker. NCIC are sleeping on the job. NCIC is sleeping on the job, Honorable Speaker. We want them to do a proper audit on employees across the civil service and give us a proper data about those who are employed among the 42 or 43 tribes of Kenya in all organizations, because NCIC have the habit of releasing us piecemeal, maybe one organization, so it looks biased. We want them to do it properly and give us even ages, because I think there is a conversation, Honorable Speaker, that, 2003, 2004, in his own wisdom, the late President Kibaki increased the retirement age from 55 to 60 because they didn't have money to pay pensioners, Honorable Speaker. I think it is important that we relook at that particular issue and maybe go back, because the law has not been changed. That was just an executive order, a cassette notice. We can revert back to a retirement age of 55. So that the youth, the Gen Z, can get opportunity to be employed. Honorable Speaker, so that it's not a must that we reach 60. And there are even those who are already 60 years and they're asking for extensions, additional years. If you've not done anything useful for yourself at the age of 55 or even 50, even if you are given additional 2 years or so, it's not going to help. Honorable Speaker, we want to ask our colleagues in National Assembly, as they receive the supplementary budget, because the finance bill was referred to National Assembly, and as they get the supplementary budget, we want them to ensure that money is allocated, resources are allocated for confirmation of the 46,000 GSS teachers, because this is the group of GNCs. We want them to allocate resources also, Mr. Speaker, for our intern doctors, so that these doctors, I remember yesterday, they went to occupy Avia House, but I believe if the interns are confirmed, these issues will not be there, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, with those many remarks, I just want to say that we support and we ask the executive to move quickly with the reforms they promised the country last week, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Eddie Okech. Senator Matthew.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker, for this opportunity to also make my contribution on this particular motion. I thank my colleagues who have really spoken, and I'm happy. I want to congratulate the leadership of the House, both the leader of majority and the leader of minority, for allowing us to speak. And when I have been watching the proceedings for the last 3 days, Honourable Speaker, when I've been watching the proceedings of this House, Honourable Speaker, I am happy that we are now speaking a conversation, and we have been told to speak from our hearts, so that we can be able to dissect, we can be able to look at the issues that have been raised by not only the Gen Zs, but the people of Kenya. Honourable Speaker, allow me to start by condoling with the families of the 41 who lost their lives, Honourable Speaker. As it has been said by my colleagues, I would also want to reiterate, it had not have to end this way. It does not have to cost the lives of people so that voices can be heard. We need not to take it literally. When many people say that the tree of freedom is watered by blood, we do not have to take it literally. That people have to die, people have to go to hospitals so that some of the issues that they are raising are heard, Honourable Speaker. So I ask for quick recovery for those in hospital. And as a House and as Parliament, we would want to say that we have heard your voices. Honourable Speaker, many people, and I have heard even some of my colleagues here saying that, you know, when we were Gen Zs, this is what we used to do. It is fair to set records straight. Gen Z is a generation. You, Honourable Speaker, have never been a Gen Z and shall never be, because you are not in that particular bracket of a generation. You have to have been born between a certain time, Honourable Speaker, for you to be a Gen Z, Honourable Speaker. So it is the Gen Zs and the people of Kenya who actually have raised very pertinent issues that we must listen to. One of the issues that we have that has come out very, very clearly for the last 2 weeks in the conversation that we have in the country, Honourable Speaker, is the issue of corruption. Is the issue of corruption, Honourable Speaker. And when we speak about corruption, it is something that must prick our conscience. I am deeply, deeply, deeply disappointed. But the body that has been charged with corruption, the EACC, is now throwing words to this Honourable House, Honourable Speaker. And in my opinion, Honourable Speaker, the weak link in our fight against corruption is the EACC. Honourable Speaker, if there is a body that I would call vestigial, it is there, but of no known utility, Honourable Speaker, it will be the EACC, Honourable Speaker. This House, this particular House, Honourable Speaker, has taken a specific number of 146 files to the EACC. Nothing has been done by the EACC that they can come and show us as a report from Honourable Speaker. If Honourable Speaker, EACC wants to throw barbs at this House has an impeccable record. This House has successfully impeached 5 governors. Can we be shown by the EACC? One elected leader that I have ever prosecuted, and that person is serving jail, Honorable Speaker. Can we be shown just one person, not two people? At least this House has a record. We have impeached. Some have been returned by courts. It's okay. But we have a record. We have prosecuted here in this House, Honorable Speaker. The Public Accounts Committee of this House has given the EACC some cases that are open and shut. You do not require to be a rocket scientist, Honorable Speaker, to act on some of the issues, Honorable Speaker. And I want to just give one demonstration. With tremendous respect to the Senator for Nyamira, Senior Counsel Okongo Eric Omogeni. Honorable Speaker, last week, and members of the Public Accounts Committee are here, the Governor for Nyamira appeared before us. So in one of the expenditures that had been raised, Honorable Speaker, the Governor for Nyamira paid himself 6 million. He said that it is salary in arrears. When he was caught, and this matter was brought to the EACC, what did the EACC do? Did they prosecute him? No. Did they ask him anything? No. They just told him, we have found you stealing, please return our money, we are very sorry, don't do that again. Is that the kind of body that you're looking for, Honorable Speaker? Is that the kind of body that can come and try to lecture this kind of House, Honorable Speaker? Honorable Speaker, we, the people of Nyandarua, have written to the EACC of a matter that is of the insurance of the members of staff of the Nyandarua County government. Honorable Speaker, the county executive sat at 9 in the morning. They approved that a contract be entered with a certain insurance firm, Honorable Speaker. The same day, that contract was entered. So then EACC wants to tell us that they require five years to look at a matter or to look at a crime that was committed in 3 hours. If it is as easy as committing a crime in 3 hours, why is it very difficult for the EACC to spend 5 years, 9 years, whatever years? Honorable Speaker, if we can be lectured, the people that cannot lecture us shall be the EACC. They have no moral standing of speaking to this House or speaking to any person of this Republic of Kenya. And Honorable Speaker, I think it is also time that we look at the people that we have had who have been heading this particular body. I think we have, with tremendous respect, we have tried advocates. We had Justice Ringera. We have tried the professors. We had the other professor, I'm forgetting his name, Lumumba. We have tried bishops from the mainstream churches. We have tried bishops from the mainstream churches. We have tried bishops from the Pentecostal churches, Honorable Speaker. I think it is now time that we try a person of the stature of Omutata to lead the EACC, Honorable Speaker. Because we have not seen any tangible action that has been taken by the EACC, Honorable Speaker. So in our fight against corruption, EACC is one body. And since I saw them responding to the members of this House, I think, Honorable Speaker, the fairest thing is that let them come before this House. Let them appear before this whole House, Honorable Speaker, so that we can have that conversation. Let them not answer us on the media. They have been trying to sensationalize and sponsor fake and uninformed propaganda that this House has passed a law on the conflict of interest. That is why the EACC is not working. Honorable Speaker, if an agency, in fact, this is what the agencies are saying, if an agency of government can lie, and the people that are supposed to look and chase the liars, why do we need that agency? If it is indeed true, if you are to even take that conversation that they are not acting because we passed that law was passed here on the 31st of May. EACC has been there since 2004. What have they been doing before that law was passed, Honorable Speaker? And I dare say, and my colleagues will bear me witness, there is no law that we have mutilated that have allowed any senator of this House or any public servant to do business with government. There is no law that we have. If anything, we have actually, and we shall demonstrate, because that shall come as a substantive motion, Honorable Speaker. If anything, we have strengthened, and I would dare say that because I have never done business in my own capacity or even my own family with government, and none of the members of this House would have that kind of intention. So it is not time to apportion blames by anybody. The second body that I feel is the weak link in our fight against corruption, Honorable Speaker, it will be the ODPP. And that's another notorious body, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in the case of Nyamira, and allow me to use Nyamira again, 2 people found themselves in the payroll of the Nyamira County government. They were paid a total of 800,000, Honorable Speaker. So when the matter came into the public foray through the area senator and the other people who were charged with oversight the county assembly, the county secretary wrote and said, these people are not our employees. The county public service board wrote and said, these people are not our employees. The payroll manager wrote and said, these people are not our employees. So then there was a case. When the matter was taken to court, Honorable Speaker, I am not an advocate. I am not a lawyer. I have no background in law. But there is something that they said was called no prosecute. If that was the word, Honorable. Non prosecute, if that is the word, Honorable Speaker. And they have no intention of taking these 2 people to court, Honorable Speaker. So what becomes of the money that has been stolen of the people of Nyamira? What becomes of the people? And what we see about them is responding to Senator Sifuna on Twitter. So I actually propose, Honorable Speaker, since they are very willing to engage, let them not engage us on Twitter. Let them come before the whole house of this house, Honorable Speaker, so that we can demonstrate. Let's have a conversation. Don't throw jabs at anybody. We are just telling you the truth. You are a weak link. You have all the evidence. Had the people of Kenya not made noise against the former governor of Migori, called Obado, that guy was almost walking free. Just because he has returned little things here, now the ODPP says that we have now built consensus, just go in peace, never steal again. I mean, Honorable Speaker, if we cannot have an honest conversation with the ODPP, Honorable Speaker, then we shall have lost. There are many other independent offices, many people have spoken about them that we need to look at. There's one body that appeared before us and has appeared before us called the PPRA, Public Procurement Regulatory Authority. In every report that has been laid on the floor of this House, Honorable Speaker, you will never miss a county that has an irregular procurement process, Honorable Speaker. But we have never had, not even one report from the PPRA. In fact, it has to call for the initiation of either the members of the Senate or the members of the public to write to PPRA to tell them that there is something that we are seeing in a certain public entity, Honorable Speaker. These are the bodies that I am calling vestigial. They are not useful. In fact, their usefulness and their utility approaches zero power infinity. We must either do away with them or they must be very, very, very deliberate. Honorable Speaker, our young people have spoken about excesses. And I would dare say, and I'm very sorry to my colleagues who are in this House, Honorable Speaker, when we speak about excesses, we start with ourselves, as members of this committee, as members of Parliament, as members of this Senate, before we even go out. We shall believe that this conversation has sunk in the minds of the people in this House. If you are very honest, the day a clerk of your committee, you call a clerk of your committee because you are traveling to Mombasa, and the clerk of your committee will tell you that the only available flight is on economy, and you agree to fly on economy. You not say that you want to fly on the next available business trip, Honorable Speaker, because I don't know about the others, but I will speak for myself. Before I became a member of this House, I want to be very honest to you, Honorable Speaker, I was flying on economy. Why am I very, very special now that I have to travel on business? If there is no business, I cannot travel. To Mombasa here, just a distance of 45 minutes, Honorable Speaker. So it has to start with us, Honorable Speaker. It also amazes me. A governor who was traveling and using one vehicle now has to attend to a funeral using a convoy of 5 vehicles. The lead car has communication officers. The second car has your media. The third car is your lead car. Then your car with a flag. Then a chase car. Then another car with 7. Honorable Speaker, in a rural county like Nyandarua, or a rural county like Homa Bay, or any other county that you are speaking about, you are seeing a governor attending a funeral in a convoy that has sirens. In a county that has never, Honorable Speaker, seen a traffic jam, because I imagine that sirens are either for traffic jam or for ambulances, so that they can It is this kind of vomiting on the people of Kenya that we are speaking about, and that is what the Gen Zs are saying. If we cannot stop these kind of excesses, Honorable Speaker, then we shall have failed the people of Kenya, Honorable Speaker. I would dare ask, why is it that when we are elected, we are very close to our people, and you are a governor or a senator of a rural county, like the county that I come from, and you actually think that you now require 8 bodyguards? Why do you require 8 bodyguards? What have you done to your people that you require to be protected with guns? When you are campaigning by yourself. When you have been elected, you require 8 bodyguards to protect you. What are they protecting? What is this thing that you have taken to your people that you don't want your people to access you? That you have to walk into a funeral. You know me, I see people walk into a funeral. A whole tent is now occupied by yourself, your bodyguards, your aides, your communication officer, your advisor. And on this issue of advisors, because I'm very happy that the president has said that they want to cut down on the cost on advisor. You know, advice, in my opinion, should look like a pregnancy. You cannot be losing cases like we have seen in the county government of Meru, and you have a legal advisor. Why do you need him? You have no tangible economic policies that we can see. Why do you require an economic advisor, Honorable Speaker? We have been saying with the matter just this afternoon that the county government of Meru will have to pay 600 million in terms of penalties and what has been awarded by court because they chased an investor from a hotel that is worth 150 million. What are we doing to our people? What are we doing to our people, Honorable Speaker? Why do we need to push this kind of money to the counties, Honorable Speaker? And this money is being spent and being used just like that. Honorable Speaker, in the quest of occupying, if you really want us, the young people, if you want us to fight the corruption, the next place that you must occupy must be the county governments. The next place that you must occupy must be the county governments, Honorable Speaker. The next people that you must visit must be the governors, Honorable Speaker. Finally, because I know my time is running out, there's something that has been mentioned on education, and I want to canvass my thoughts on education, Honorable Speaker. The only thing that, in my opinion, I feel equalizes us in terms of opportunities, Honorable Speaker, would be on education. I would just, and with tremendous respect to the Senator for Siaya, I would just want to use this example, that in 1964, the Vice President of this Republic was Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. In 1964, my own mother, the late Jane Jerry, was born then. In September 2022, the son of the Vice President and the son of the peasant woman that was born in 1964 was sworn in this house as senators, both of them. Why? Because the only thing that has equalized us now is education. It is for this reason that we must try and make education as cheap as it can be, Honorable Speaker. I am very persuaded that we must do away with bursaries, Honorable Speaker. Why? Because not everybody is able to access bursaries. You know it, Honorable Speaker. When you allow politicians to be dishing out bursaries, the people that get this money are the same people. Because you campaign for your MCA, you get bursaries. You campaign for your member of parliament, you get bursaries. You campaign for your governor, you get bursaries. Honorable Speaker, at the end of it, when it is the end of the year, one kid is at home because they cannot pay school fees. Another kid is leaving school with an excess because their parents can be able to access bursaries, Honorable Speaker. Bursaries have been made a reserve of the families of politicians, girlfriends of politicians, bimbos that just walk around the politicians, Honorable Speaker. This thing must come to an end, Honorable Speaker. If this money is there, the Senator for Kiambu was able to elucidate here, Honorable Speaker, that we have money in CDF, we have money in county government, we have the governor's kitty, we have money from the ministry. Why don't we amalgamate this money so that the people of Kenya can have access to free education, Honorable Speaker? When the idea of bursaries was born, Honorable Speaker, when the first cohort went out, the one that had Tom Mboya, bursaries were not meant for the brilliant. Bursaries were not meant for anybody else. It was meant for the needy. You do not have necessarily to be brilliant to be needy. You only need to be needy for you to access education. And the only way to access, I feel very good, Honorable Speaker. I dare say in this house, one of the closest in terms of age to the Gen Zs is myself, because I'm young, Honorable Speaker. I feel very proud that Kibaki gave me free education from class 1 to class 8. Many people did not enjoy that privilege, Honorable Speaker. If we were to say that we have listened to the Gen Zs, Honorable Speaker, we must ensure that we make education free. Just when I'm just about to end, Honorable Speaker, the second last thing that I want to say is on opportunities for employment. How do you think young people are feeling when they see a member of parliament, when they see a cabinet secretary dishing out letters to people on opportunities for employment? Is that level playing ground, Honorable Speaker? Why wouldn't our young people feel sad? Why wouldn't they get mad? Why wouldn't they get angry if they are learned? And because so-and-so is a friend to so-and-so, they're employed, and I will stay for 5 years without having gotten employed, Honorable Speaker. If we want our young people to accept that we are doing anything on employment, we must make this space of employment level playing ground, Honorable Speaker. We say that we have created that % for our young people. What is happening, Honorable Speaker? Old people are walking around with agopos that they have registered with the names of young people. So our young people cannot access, because when you want a contract in the county government, first of all, they ask for 10%. You don't have it. Once you get the 10%, when they are paying you, they ask for another 10%. You don't get paid, your money gets to pending bill, and the money that you are depending on is borrowed money, Honorable Speaker. So it then puts you in a very difficult situation. Finally, Honorable Speaker, and I know it may not be very popular at this time to say, Honorable Speaker, what the people of Kenya are asking, the Agriculture Committee of this House, led by Senator James Murango,
2 minutes to wind up your thoughts.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. They went around this country, Honorable Speaker, because fake fertilizer has been sold to our farmers, Honorable Speaker. Fake fertilizer has been sold to our farmers, Honorable Speaker. Now, the committee of this House has gone round. They have invited people here. We even saw them tasting fertilizer here. But 2 months later, they cannot tell us who sold fake fertilizer to the people of Kenya, Honorable Speaker. So what are we doing to our people? And we are calling ourselves the people that have been tasked with the responsibility of playing oversight, Honorable Speaker. Why does it have to take 2 months for you to tell us it is such and such cabinet secretary that sold fake fertilizer to the people of Kenya? Why is it very difficult? And I dare say this, Honorable Speaker, to my dear President, whom I really support. The people of Kenya have given you a blank check. You have now an opportunity, and the people will clap for you, to ensure that you weed out every incompetent cabinet secretary in your government, every incompetent PS in your government. You have an opportunity now. You have an opportunity now to ensure, and I'm very hopeful, Honorable Speaker, because I hear that there was cabinet on Thursday. I'm very hopeful that some people took very nice photos there, because I'm very hopeful they will never get back there, because they are incompetent, they are not able to deliver, and they are just pulling back our President, Honorable Speaker. Since the people of Kenya are